What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF with another post-game live stream. As unfortunately, Lakers drop another one. This time to Philadelphia 76ers. Man, um, we made a nice little run in the second quarter, but it just wasn't enough. Injuries, unfortunately, continue to plague us, and it's you know it's horrible. Unfortunately, this was probably the best game I've seen Brandon Ingram play, and I really liked the fire that he played with, the little flame that was ignited under him tonight. So, but we never recovered from that slow start. All those turnovers in the fourth quarter were atrocious. So, again, coaching was off, rotations were off. I thought every time that a certain group got hot, they were subbed out. And of course, how can I forget Luke Walton putting Josh Hart on Ben Simmons? So that's part of the main reason, man. Part of the main reason we lost. But all that to the side, I like the way Brandon played. This was probably his most complete game thus far in the NBA with a career high, I believe it was 36 or 38. But he hooped. And even though Josh Hart continues to struggle and his jumper is nowhere to be found, man. So it's just I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Josh Hart. He needs to stop playing Fortnite. I've said it repeatedly this year, man. He needs to focus on his jump shot because it's just gone. It's completely gone. And if he's hurt, then he should sit out because he's playing like trash. He continues to jack up 3-point shots and he's just missing them. But it is what it is. Josh Hart and KCP, that hero ball, shake my head. Yeah, honestly, I'm disappointed in of course, any offense we try to run in the half court. But we made a nice little run there in the second quarter. And I thought that team that made the run should have stayed in a little bit longer. But, of course, here comes the hook. And Luke Walton yanking out certain players at certain times. So that's unfortunate. But what can we do? The Lakers are injured. And, again, we got off to another slow start. Luke Walton waiting till we get down 10 points plus to call that first time out. So, yeah, we were playing catch-up basketball from that point on. So it's hard to win games when you're injured and the opposition is healthy. And, of course, we get off to those slow starts. It's a recipe for disaster. What are the chances that AD is gone? I mean, they're there. They're still there. I still think there's a good chance that we pull that trade off. But the Pelicans already said they're going to wait and they're not going to rush anything. So nothing's guaranteed, man. BI trade stock went up. Well, in my opinion, one game won't put your stock up and one game will bring your stock down. But I will say this, Brandon Ingram's been playing a lot better since Kuzma's been out the last couple of games. So it's kind of funny, but I just feel like Ingram shines more when there's nobody else there. Like Kuzma was injured, Lonzo's been injured, so now Brandon's starting to shine, which is a little weird, but I don't know. What about Kyrie? I mean, I love Kyrie. Kyrie he's something else, man. But right now we got to talk about what we currently can't have. If Kyrie does decide to join the offseason, that would be great news. But right now what we have is a depleted roster with poor coaching, man. That's tough. It's a tough recipe for winning. Waiting for you, though. Come on, brother. My bad, bro. My bad. How about we go after shooters at the deadline and go after Boogie in the summer? That's also an option. The Lakers could wait a little bit. Turnovers killed us, yes, absolutely. But, I mean, again, our half-court offense is trash. We literally stand around and wait for a player to get open for an open pass. It's horrible. Luke is going to be gone. We'll see. And Genie seems to treat him as a life jacket, man. I don't know. Get AD at all costs. You know what I didn't like? I waited a little bit. This is the reason I didn't get on. I wanted to see what these players-only group of commentators were going to say after the game, and they're still trashing the Lakers, man. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what the agenda is against us, but they said even if we trade for Anthony Davis, we're not going to be better. Wow, that assessment was horrible. So there's so many ways we can improve, and that's one of them. But it's disappointing to hear that kind of commentary, honestly. Then don't trade anyone. Let everyone get healthy and make the second half push. And I will say this about Brandon Ingram, man. His mid range game is really impressive. His footwork, the way he was shooting those shots over like good defenders tonight, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, it didn't phase him. He was making shot after shot. And I think that's his bread and butter. That's the type of player he's going to be, a mid range killer, man. The three ball, I think in his career might be inconsistent. Who knows? He can get better though. And his slashing is going to be on and off. But what it looks like it's always going to be there. Looks like the one consistent is that mid-range shot. And if he could just be put in position to succeed, I think he could be very good. But again, coaching staff matters. And you can see now Jahlil Okafor is starting to hoop over there with New Orleans. So that tells you, man, you can't give up on kids too early. He looked like a young DeRozan. He looked nice from the mid-range. The post moves were really sweet. Dan Ingram is going to be a star. It's a shame that Luke had to be the coach. I agree with that. I feel like Luke didn't get the max out of these players, and now these are going to be the consequences. They get dealt, and we get minimal value in returns because Luke Walton did a horrible job, and I think he should lose his job. Dan, have you been seeing how Okafor has been playing? Maybe AD's numbers are just a result of playing on a bad team? Nah, AD's a beast, regardless of whatever team you put him on, right? So, yeah, that's not. But Okafor had potential. He always had potential. The thing with Okafor, he had to change up his game a little bit, and I think now he's getting the opportunity to shine. So, Dan, are you sick or tired? Well, I'm sick of losing. I'm tired of losing, but yeah, neither. It gets old just to keep losing these games like these. These games. I'm not saying we should have won it because of injuries, but should have been a little more competitive, man. So I really do not want to trade for AD. We just need to get some good 3-point shooters and replace Hart and Svi, but let the core play. We'll see what happens, man. If we don't trade these guys, I'll be happy because at least we got to keep the core and we have a lot of depth. But if we trade these guys, I'll probably be happy as well because we're getting AD. I don't feel like we're in a lose situation. Again, the pressure is not on us. I said it pregame. I feel like the pressure is on, the Pelicans. Man, I was just saying the same thing tonight. I'm tired of losing. Yeah, it gets old. Honestly, it becomes numb. You numb your feelings after a while. It's like, dang, why am I getting upset? I kind of should have seen this coming. A depleted roster plus Luke Walton equals a loss. So it's not like our coach is going to get creative and find ways to get victories. He's just kind of going with the flow. Again, he was chilling on the sideline today, so it's just frustrating all the way around. And I think you guys can finally get on the same page as me and LeBron and his people as far as why we feel Luke Walton should get replaced, right? He said, if we can spare Ingram in the trade, then you do it. Of course, that would be a super steal. I've been saying if you can keep any of the young core pieces, that would be a steal. But it just doesn't look that way based on reports. It looks like they're going to ask for everybody and their mothers. So it's going to be a crazy trade. Damn, I keep writing the same question over and over and over. No answer. I have no idea, man. Again, if it goes over my head, I apologize. But you see the comment section is packed. So you can always leave it, though, in the comment section after the video. I'll do my best to get to you, man. The real problem of the team is the effort, no defense, and we need to play a hard defense. You mean coaching? Yeah, because coaching has a lot to do with effort. But you're right. The players need to show up too. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it. Luke has to hit the road. I want to apologize. You're absolutely right. 100% T. Hey, Dan, did you see Colin Cowherd take on AD? LeBron would turn AD into another. What was that? LeBron would turn AD into another what? Bosh or Kevin Love? No way, because the only reason Kevin Love was a third star on the team, or same thing with Chris Bosh, is because Wade was there and Kyrie. So obviously, right now Anthony Davis becomes a second star. So you can't really say that. Brian Shaw needs to be the coach. I don't even want Brian Shaw. Honestly, I want a clean house. Damn, bro, I'm so frustrated. I want to win. Me too, man. But finally, it looks like from this moment on, we're going to have LeBron for games. So I hope that's the case moving forward because we need LeBron, man. We need LeBron back. Their skill sets are different. Oh, I will say this, though. Tonight, again, showcased why, to me, Brandon Ingram has way more potential than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons' offensive face-up game is trash. All he's good at is transition layups, and passing. Brandon Ingram has a nice mid range. Brandon Ingram can probably slash better than even Simmons. He has better footwork as far as scoring goes. And I just like his face-up game way more. So again, people always disrespecting our young core. I'm glad that Brandon Ingram did a good job of shutting up TNT and all the disrespectful haters that want to put him in the bum category. It's good. It's good that he shows out like this because whether we keep him or trade him, they need to put some respect on our young core's names. He said Kyrie is going to LA and Clay. We'll see. Simmons is deadly in the paint, though. Simmons is all right in the paint. Honestly, he was killing because we had Josh Hart on him, Kevin. But I think of how we left Brandon out there, or even if Kuz was healthy, he would have struggled in the paint. He does not impress me. And how many mistakes did we not make turning the ball over right under our basket, giving them easy buckets? That was pretty much a wrap right there. Again, no discipline from this team. That matters. Coaching matters, guys. It truly does matter. So I hate how Ingram had a hot hand, but again, these morons, KCP and Hart, had to play hero ball. Again, there's no structure to the offense, man. Anybody could pull up at any time. There's no pecking order, nothing. Thoughts on Luke not bringing in BI until the game was over? That's what he does. That's what he does, honestly. T said, true, Brandon showed his value today. The process hurts. Yeah, man. Look, they were healthy and we weren't. I think that was the end final result. Obviously, losing by 15 plus. But playoffs, we're still right in there, man. It's just LeBron needs to come back healthy. We need to stay healthy. But we still have a shot. We're only, 1.5 games, 2 games out of the 8th seed. So we're right there. Thing is, we're going to have to start, clamping down and actually playing good basketball once LeBron comes. And I don't know if Luke Walton is capable of coaching this team very far in the playoffs. He will make it so. Yeah, we need a defensive coach. Honestly, anything would be an upgrade at this point. Luke is neither offense or defense. Our half-court sets look really bad. We end up having always JaVale McGee shooting some fadeaway hook shots or some turnaround jump shot by KCP or something crazy like that, And that's where I have problems. Like, we never run any sort of impressive sets in the half-court. And what do you think of AD with Rondo again? Rondo's been hooping. Sometimes he sparks the offense, but you can tell he's still not 100% because he's still missing layups, and that's all right. But I would like to see Rondo continue to hoop, man, and get better. As far as AD, if we get him, sure, why not? Yeah, that's going to get better, bro. 100. Luke said he believes Brown will be back Thursday. Yeah, I think so, too. I think LeBron's going to be back. Super Bowl, hope you're all right, Dan. Your eyes look red. Yeah, honestly, I'm good. Thank you for asking, though. I'm good. It's just, it's a little sad to see this happen. I hope this is not the last game we got to see BI in a Laker uniform, because right now I feel bad for the kid. I feel like this was his career game, and it almost feels like so pressured. Like, it's almost like he's playing with a gun to his head. I don't like watching that. But it is what it is, man. We'll see what happens. I want the Lakers to hire a lethal shooter. Hired, I think you mean sign, right? Or trade for it? We'll see. Or maybe you meant a shooting coach. Dan, I hate to say it, but I think Josh might have to go. Josh Hart really has me worried, man. It's been over a month that he's been in a horrible shooting slump, and his shot selection has been very questionable, to say the least. He needs to focus on his game big time, man. Lakers should hire Sean McVay, no joke. Anyone see the Jimmy Butler pass, the joint signal to his teammates? Yeah, that's inappropriate, man. We're not even going to talk about that. Whatever. If that's the kind of example you want to set, go for it. You're not a Laker, so I'm not really going to address it. Dan, Josh Hart is playing injured. Well, he shouldn't play, Max. He should sit out because he's doing us a disservice playing injured if he's going to play like this. Dan, lethal shooter is a shooting coach. Oh, is he? I don't know. Would love to keep BI. Yeah, he's probably going to have to be included, especially after showing out like this. I mean, anybody who balled out tonight, probably they're going to want in the package if a trade does go through, honestly. Luke says he has bad tendonitis in his knees. He needs to step down because we need a capable head coach that can get up and down the floor and be into the games. Dan, nobody's getting traded. It's media hype. We'll see, Michael. We'll see, because based on what it looks like, Magic is putting his head down, trying to make it happen. So we will see. I'm not sold on the whole media hype thing. It's not going to be up to us. At the end of the day, Pelicans either pull the trigger or they're too scared. Dan, chill out. Weed's legal and helpful. It's way healthier than beer and cigs. Nah, man. But see, kids watch. Kids watch. I like sports athletes. They have to be on a different level as far as setting example. You can talk about weed all you want. Nobody's looking up to you, but children, they look up to these athletes, man. And the last thing we want is our kids doing the puff puff pass, thing on the sideline, just like Joel Embiid. I'm just saying, you got to set an example for the kids, man. That's all I'm saying. DTLF, your channel's the best. I appreciate your interaction with the fans. Rest up, bro. For sure. I appreciate you, T. Thank you so much. I think the owners won't allow us to get AD. Well, if it doesn't happen, then it's going to be their loss because you see the type of young talent we have. So if they don't want that young talent, they'd rather wait for the overhyped Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Go for it. Shoot yourself in the foot. Go for it. I'm more inclined to trading the young core. I love Ingram, but not sure he and LeBron James can mix. Again, we have a good team. We just don't have a head coach that knows how to use them properly, put them in the proper places to be successful. Get him some wide open buckets. I mean, Brandon Ingram should have been doing this all season long. What are your thoughts on the Sixers? They have a very good team. And they have a chance to make a run at the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll see. Joel Embiid is probably the most impressive player there. I think Ben Simmons is a little bit overhyped. Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Buckets. He is what he is, two-way player, good to great two-way player. But the best player there is hands down is Joel Embiid, and he's just a monster. He's an animal. Like I said, there's only 3 NBA centers that could lock down Zubats, and tonight we went up against one of them, Joel Embiid. And you saw Zubats didn't have a great game like he's been having. So what do you think of JaVale tonight? He needs to box out better. JaVale hasn't been the same since LeBron went down with injury, which is kind of weird, but he plays in spurts. Sometimes he looks nice, and then like the next 3 to 4 possessions, he looks bad. I hope when LeBron comes back, I hope he starts playing a lot better, more. He gets more into the games or more focused. I don't know what's lacking there with JaVale, but we need the old JaVale, the one that started, the season earlier on. Thanks for keeping it clean for the kids. Much respect. I try, man. I try because, these athletes are big-time icons for our children. And it's a shame to see stuff like that because we got to be classy, man. But we know Jimmy Butler's a little bit immature, so it's nothing that shocks me, honestly. I'm not going to go and get into him. I'm just saying, I don't approve. Somebody asked me what I thought of the gesture, so I'm giving you my opinion. He said, believe this. When things get better, we still going to be here. Absolutely. Better or worse, we're always here for better or for worse. We're married to the Lakers, so, How about Bradley Beal, Dan? Don't like his contract at all. Don't like his contract. He makes too much money, and it'll probably hamper our ability to get another max free agent. Nah, I'm good. Dan, do you think we played bad because of the trade rumors? Probably. Probably started bad like that, but it's all good. I mean, Brandon Ingram stepped up big time. I felt like we needed a little bit more help. Obviously, we needed the bench to play consistent, and tonight they weren't that consistent. Other than that little run they had in the second quarter, but he said, I'll be here when the smoke clears and everything settles for real. Yeah, man. I mean, we're always here, man. You could always find us right here. If you already haven't, please subscribe. Trust. We're always here, man. Good or bad, we've been here every single game. Every single game. Dedication. It's getting to the point where it's looking really bad on him. Save a little bit of face and step down and say, you know what? This wasn't the job for me. I want to save grace a little bit. Of course, Laker fans, good through or bad, doesn't matter. Through the thick and thin, man. He said, I don't know why we won't play Mo Wagner. We need his shooting. Shake my head. Luke is holding the kids back. It's always been the case. Luke Walton favors veterans. He'd rather play Tyson Chandler, even though we need to stretch big, than Mo Wagner. And Mo Wagner, and his limited minutes, has shown some good potential. But again, we don't have a head coach that's willing to take the proper risks to be successful. And that's why we're ready for a change. Would you want BI on this team or Kuz if you keep one for AD? Y'all know how I feel about Kuz, but I wouldn't be mad if we kept Bi because you see the potential. I'd be happy as long as we kept one of those. Even if we kept Lonzo only, I'd be happy because we would win the trade. All we need to do is hopefully keep one of the three young core pieces. But if we don't, I still wouldn't be too mad because we're landing Anthony Davis, a once in a generation type player. I'm a realistic fan. I'm not somebody who's going to sit here and pretend like the Lakers are about to rob the Pelicans and give them just Josh Hart, Zubats, and Brandon Ingram, and then keep Kuz and Lonzo. Like a lot of fans are saying, that's just not realistic. You know, when you got to think of it from the Pelicans' perspective, they obviously want the best that you got, other than LeBron, because they know that's not realistic. But other than LeBron, they want the best that you got because they know that not only are you going to be relevant for the next 7 to 8 years, but you're going to draw more free agents, and it's just not fair if they let you keep too much. So you got to think of it from the perspective of the Pelicans. We want as many young core pieces as possible. That way, if we miss with one, we'll hit with the next one. And that's the mentality of a rebuilding team, right? Just like my boy Joseph said. He said, if I'm the Pelicans, I want everybody. Exactly. Dan, would you say getting Ariza and a player like Rose would be nice trades? Yeah, they definitely would. I like what Derrick Rose has done. Rumor has it that the Lakers are interested in Derrick Rose, right? Obviously, the Timberwolves are struggling, and they're probably going to go into tanking mode because, the draft is deep. So if they look to trade him, look at for the Lakers to look at somebody like that. We need a nice combo guard, come off the bench, do some damage. I love Jeannie Buss, but she needs to let Magic and Rob do their job and fire Luke. I agree with that. 100% Star. 100%. I echo your sentiments, word for word. Dan, if we trade for AD this season, are we still going to be able to sign Kyrie? I think it depends on if we keep KCP's contract because he's a huge expiring deal. And along with Rondo and a couple other pieces. If we keep those contracts on board, that's why Magic and them have to be careful and they have to, tread carefully about who they move because of that, right? But at the end of the day, look, the Lakers are going to be all right. Trade or no trade, we're going to be all right. We're rising regardless, man. Nobody can hold us down. Greg Popovich, we're going to make sure that his ass retires with no more championships. And, we got to make sure that the Lakers rise while others start truly showing their true colors and disintegrating. But that's all good. Us against the world. We got this, guys. That's gonna wrap it up for me. Had a long day. I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'll go ahead and take a deep sleep because, man, who knows? Maybe we'll wake up to a trade or something crazy, man. So I gotta be ready. I got you guys. Tomorrow's my day off of work, so I'll be attached to the phone, making sure if anything happens, I got you guys with some content. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe if you already haven't. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great night. Much love, Lakers.